Hello, welcome back to Blue Harvest Vintage Toys, and as you can see, I've been slating Hasbro for quite a bit lately, which for obvious reasons, but they've come up trumps with these, even though they're second, you know, the retro collection wave 2, which I've been waiting a few months for, due to the current situation. It's they've been in America for weeks, months, but I've got them now, so as always, I am patient with my collection, and this is going to be absolutely massive for my collection. I have got the Asda stand. I don't know whether I'm going to put them in there, but I do have a special box I've had made to put these in. I was worried on space because when I ordered them, I still had the Black Series, which I don't have anymore, so I've got a limited amount of space still. But yeah, I could put them in the retro collection Asda stand that I acquired from the good people at Asda. But this box, I might put them in at the end of this video. I'm going to probably put them in the end of this video, but I'm just waiting on the one figure because it's a box for 7 figures. Now what I might do is I might put these in. I've got an extra Stormtrooper, so I might pop him in at the end and wait for the next figure, the Luke pilot, which is coming next month, unfortunately. So I have to wait another month for that one. But I've got this. Just I want to. I'm going to start off. I'm going to do it in order. I'm going to. I'm not opening them this time. I know I've opened the Stormtrooper before, but I'm not going to open them. I just want to compare the old cards to the new cards. At least the old cards had the representation of the 12 back figures, or 6 of the 12 back figures. That this one has absolutely nothing. Only small parts, each sold separately, subject to availability, and they just give you the names there. Hasbro Canada, blah blah blah. Australia, Consumer Service. So USA, Hasbro Canada. So just everything, all the different companies that are using these. These are made in Vietnam, these new ones. So the figures are meant to be better than the old figures. I did the review on the Stormtrooper, and these were made in China. They moved them to Vietnam because the figures were absolutely. They looked okay, but as play value, they were severely lacking. So the card is, I'll put them back to back, is same size, but you can feel the quality. The quality of this card is thicker than that. I know a lot of people have been getting these bent, but these have come absolutely mint. Bit of a bend on them, you always get with these. That's got the bend on as well. But yeah, the card is thicker. It feels better. Feels a lot better. Obviously not as good as the old cards. Again, we've got this this around the edging, which, even though each one is different, which is good this time, but it's still something that we didn't really need. We didn't need it. We've got a big sticker on it, as opposed. It's the same, about the same size. It's just at an angle now. I don't know if that's more hip and trendy. I don't know. The bubbles. That one is. You can see the imprint of the machine. They've gone old school imprinting, and the bubble is really good. It's got the waffle pattern. It's all attached, which is good on these cards and the old cards. But It's not really, you can't really see it on this card. There's not much of a waffle pattern. There is one there. You can see the imprint. But if I show you one of the cards later on, I know the Boba Fett has got one. I'll show you that for now. It looks like it's been in too long and it's been melted. A bit like a bit of a Toy Tony situation going on there. But we'll talk about Boba Fett at the end. I'll leave him to the last. So we're just going to talk about Han Solo now. They've talked about the cars. The same Han Hoth picture. Most of them are the same. I think they're all the same picture. Always a good card. It's a Han Hoth. I prefer the Han Bespin one, but a lot of people do like this figure though. And to be honest with you, it's the same size. You can see the difference in the colour of the faces though. Obviously you got pale faces, you got pink faces, all different from all the different factories. And this, I'm assuming, is just from one factory. I could be wrong on that one, but Vietnam, I imagine there's just one factory in Vietnam that's printing these out. But I've heard there's, going back to the Boba Fett, there's a variant, a legitimate variant on the Boba Fett, so I'm going to be looking out for that. So as there was a lot of variants on all the Empire Strikes Back figures, but Han Hoth, obviously Bespin Luke, Bespin Leia. We've got the Hoth Leia, not the Bespin Leia, but you've got variants on the Hoth Leia. You've got variants on Lando and Yoda, obviously with the orange snake and brown snake. We'll go on to that. We'll talk about the Han Hoth at the moment. The moulded legs variant. So hopefully, if I do get another set of these, I will open them up. The thing is, I don't want to open them up because I like them on the card. I love the art. That's the main half of the battle with these is the artwork on the card. So that's why I keep them in. I know a lot of reviewers want to see them. You want to see reviews of me getting out the card and comparing it, but you can still see it there. You can still see it there. If you've got a problem with that, leave it in the comments and let me know. If I don't do a lot of reviews. I'm more of a come in at a different angle video type of toy channel, not just reviews, because a lot of people review this already. You've seen it. I just want to come at it at a different angle, telling you about the card, about the bubble, and because I think that is 50% of any figure. Yes, it's nice to have the figure. I collect loose vintage. That's what I collect. But if I had it on the card, obviously I wouldn't be loose. It wouldn't be loose. So these are not going to be loose unless I get another set, which I doubt very much unless they come on really. I mean, the first wave is Asda, and it went down to £8.47. They're back up to £9.97 now. So, I saw some yesterday at the Asda and asked if anybody needed any. But back to this figure now. The boots are a little lighter than the original, but again, there's different variations of this vintage Han. It looks better. It looks better. I don't know about the eyes. The eyes looked a bit small compared with the really black eyes there. The hood, it's more or less the same. There's a little more detail though in this, I do believe. It's just a straight paint job, isn't it? But there you go. It's just a representation of the original, which is really good. And obviously, a lot of people don't have these carded, and it's just nice to have them carded, even though they're retro collection. So that's your Hoth, Han Hoth. Now, my favourite is Leia. Not Leia Organa, just Leia Hoth. Again, a bit of I don't know what's been going on, but it's like a bit of melting on the. It's not a big thing. It's nothing that detracts you, because I mean the bubble at the top, you can see it's not straight there. It's just that I think they had the timing wrong on the machine. So the Leia, again, it's same card. Warning, warning, warning. You got warning at that side. Why have you got a warning on there? And you've got your little packet. I said this about the first wave, but the second wave is just worse because you don't get any pictures of any of the figures. Why not have a little picture of the figures at the back? It's ridiculous. So the head looks different, slightly different. Obviously, again, there are a lot of different variants. Yeah, the lipstick is pink. And the eyes, again, the eyes are really small. Whereas that is brown. The eyes are like brown. That's black. A bit more colour. It doesn't seem, that is like, I know it's 3D, but it's this, the jacket, the vest seems to be coming out a bit more than that. It might be the underneath how it's been painted. I don't know about that. The boots are darker, a bit more greenier colour. The hands are exactly the same. Obviously, it's the same mould. It's really the same mould, but the gun, the blaster, is black, which is a bit worrying because it's supposed to be blue, famously, as it is there. And I can't really see. It is a really good representation of the Leia blaster, and it is quite slightly worrying that it is too similar, and people might be trying passing them off. It would be quite interesting to see one of these blasters in hand to see what the difference of how it feels, how different it feels. That is obviously a very old vintage because it's got the little sprue there, but it's blue. It's meant to be blue, is that one? So that's quite interesting. If anybody's noticed that before, that's I'll put the figures at the back. I can move these up. So yeah, with the hand is black. I think they're all black, to be honest with you. The weapons, they haven't done in blue, because if you look at Lando, his weapon is black and it's meant to be blue. It's I thought it was smaller. I thought looking at that Bespin blaster, it looked smaller. You can tell that it's the retro one, which is good, but you can't on the Leia one. So again, when I got this out, I commented on his hair and how it looks like a basing cut, and it looks quite big at the back. It might be the bubble that's distorting that, but I did look at the vintage figure, and his hair does go quite a way up. I haven't really noticed that before, but the the hair sculpt there is it's gone straight across like Dwayne Dwibbly. But yeah, that's obviously flicked back, whereas that looks like a basing cut. And his moustache looks totally different. It's just I don't know, the sculpt is different. It's like different browny colour as well. And he's got no teeth, again, like the one I've got, the vintage one. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one. The rest of him's pretty cool. These pants are a bit duller than the shiny pants he got, but it's different. His belt's more shinier though. Yeah, it's just obviously different plastics, and the cape looks legit. It looks totally legit. So again, just be wary if you're buying vintage figures that they're not retro bits on the old vintage figures. Because I'll be honest with you, I was in Asda yesterday and I almost picked up a Leia and a Vader just to see what the actual figures or the weapons themselves looked like. Not to use them, because even though they're not reproduction, they're not vintage. They're still, now you've got your repro, your retro, and your vintage. So this is the only thing that really put me off when the first wave was announced and came out. That I thought, I hope the weapons don't get into circulation. Because in 1999 we got a 4-pack of figures. Then you got the Luke, Vader, Chewie, and Han, and they came with weapons. There were vintage weapons, but they weren't vintage weapons. They were like these. They were retro. So the first retro collection actually came out in 1999. But if you want to go down that route, Power of the Force 2, was that the first retro collection? Was that the first set of figures ever in toy history that copied something that gone on before? I could be wrong. Here we go. My all-time favourite figure. I'm using the yellow-haired. Yes, it's going a bit bald. The yellow-haired Bespin Luke for this one, because he's got yellow hair. And the face looks very similar. A bit more detail in the eyes, because he's got eyebrows in that one. And these ones, like, I don't know if it's worn away. It looks a bit like it's worn away, but it looks, the head on this one looks a lot better to me. It might be due to the paint. It's got the little defect there on the belt still. Not as bad as some people have had, but there you go. It's painted in that one. His lightsaber's not attached. I wonder if some are attached and some aren't. That'd be quite interesting. But there is a bit of this thing you can see there that is meant to be painted to attach to his belt. This one's attached to his belt. Yeah, on the vintage you've got variants that some are attached and some aren't. Again, the boots are darker, but the vintage is more olive. Obviously, there's just so many different variations of look. I'm just comparing mine to this one. Again, there might be different variations on this carded retro collection, but it'd be interesting to find out if anybody's got any variants on these. Again, I want to find out about the Boba Fett. So again, it's slightly lighter, but it's just the best figure that ever came out, because you got two weapons. I haven't got the weapons. I've got them with me, but they're with one of my other Lukes at the moment. But yeah, they're very representative of the weapons that you get there. Very box standard. I mean, I've got again, it's black, and it was a blue black. I've got the weapon here. Again, with the hand, I'm sure that your weapon can actually fit into his holster like that, because he doesn't really hold it very well in his hand. So it's always best to put it in his holster. Well, I do anyway. And if you are opening these figures, they do hold their weapons a lot better. Maybe a lot better than the vintage ones, but a lot better than the first wave that came from China. These came from Vietnam, and I think they've been given the brief and make them better. So there you go. That is Bespin Luke. I'll lie him down because he's going to fall over if not. Yoda, next up. Oh, look at his beautiful face. I don't think I ever got this when I was first collecting back in the 80s, maybe because of the size of the figure. I mean, the value is there because you've got so many accessories. You've got his cloak, his belt, his snake, and his cane, and it's just a cute figure. It is a real cute figure. I've got the brown snake, but I haven't got his cane, unfortunately. Now again, I could get another one of these and take that cane out and use it, and that would complete it, but I wouldn't do that because I want to get the original. Now the cane is, you're paying £25, so I could just get another one of these for £10 or whatever it is and just use the cane, and nobody would be any wiser, but I'd know. A lot of people would, and I don't blame them. Because it's retro, it's Kenner, it says Kenner, so it is an official Kenner accessory. It's not a repro. Again, comment in the section below. Comment and let me know what you think about that. I wouldn't do that. It's like yesterday. It would have been so easy for me to go get the Leia and the Vader. So I've got a Vader that needs its. I've got it here actually. I've got a Vader that needs a new lightsaber. There's no tip on it. It'd have been so easy to just buy a Vader for £10, put the lightsaber in, but I wouldn't do that. That's not me. I'm a vintage collector. I want proper vintage. These are staying on the card. So everything is exactly the same. His eyes are like the Pac-Man eyes on this one, looking over. And he's got the hazelnut eyes, slightly lighter green. Again, I need the cane for him. I forgot that I needed it because I thought I'd got a complete set of Empire. Now, I need the white Bespin guard, and I need a blaster, DL44 blaster for Luke. I've got loads of them, but I could do with another one. So yeah, I need the cane as well to complete the Empire before I go into the Return of the Jedi lines. So you got the cloak looks very similar material. It just looks like you wouldn't, if that was out of the packaging, just there, you would not know. There's obviously things on the feet. I'm probably the COO that would give it away, but to me, that'd look really good on my Dagobah playset, even if I open that up, which I'm not going to, because again, the Empire Strikes Back. I love the Empire. That's probably my favourite card. It's the Empire Strikes Back card. I would love a full line of Empire, just the Empire figures on the cards, or just the cards. I'm trying to get a collection of Leia cards, just the card backs, because I love the artwork. I think I prefer the artwork on the cards to the actual figures. Believe it or not. I know that's a bit of controversy there, but I don't know. So there you go. It's let's get to Mr. Fett himself, and that is absolutely stunning. That is. I did a video not so long back on how people say how overhyped Boba Fett is, but you had to be there at the time. You had to be there. Just think, you were getting the Star Wars cards. You were getting the Star Wars figures. Right? You're getting the Star Wars figures. And on the back, I know it's not this one, but on the back, it showed you this figure that you could get as a mail away. This lovely figure, and we knew nothing about him. We didn't see the holiday special. We didn't see him doing his parades or whatever. We thought we saw this on the back with a rocket firing. And forget the rocket firing. That didn't turn up. That didn't show up. But this figure, we loved Star Wars. We had all that headcanon, and we played with all his figures, made up stories, and then we got a new character. This badass character had a flamethrower off his arm. He had a blaster. He had a rocket in his back. There used to be the programme. Well, not a programme, it was like a serial from the 40s called King of the Rocket Men, and it was showing about the same time on Channel, I think it might be BBC 2 actually, because I think Channel 4 was a bit later, but it was called King of the Rocket Men, and to have a rocket pack, I think that might have been a lot to do with it actually. It just made him so cool. He could fly, and he had all his weaponry. What's not to love about Boba Fett? What is not to love about Boba Fett? People now think he's overrated because they've heard the backstory. We didn't need to know about the backstory, how he died and things like that. I'm hoping that the new series of Mandalorian shows what a badass he actually is. But onto the figure itself. It looks nice to have just a fresh minty one that's not got paint rub on. This is a Taiwan, and to be honest with you, it is the lighter version. It's got the brown belt, whereas it's got the dark brown belt, but it is the lighter version, so it does look a bit like a Taiwan version as opposed to a Hong Kong version. Same sculpt, exactly same sculpt. Maybe a bit smaller on the little notches there. The head is exactly the same. I wonder if they were going to bring a rocket firing version out. That would be quite, as a exclusive. That would be quite interesting. But they're not that imaginative at Hasbro, I don't think. Anyway, that is just, I'm just astounded. That's brilliant. I'm having a Boba Fett on a card again. The last one I had was an Empire Strikes Back one. Unfortunately, it's not got anything on the back. Again, as I showed earlier, the bubble is a bit, but that's just that nitpicking. From a distance, you can't see it. You can't see it from a distance, but just a bit of nitpicking. That it seems to be in the machine too long when it got pressed down. But it has been pressed down old school, which is really good. You can see the imprint just about. You can see that. Got the imprint. But it's been old school bubble put in the machine. I'm sure you've seen it before. The palitoy fracture used to do it. So there you go. There's my review and bit of waffle about the Wave 2 of the retro collection. I love them. As I said, when at the beginning I was horrified, and then I saw them, I thought, yeah. It's like yesterday when I was in Asda and I saw the Wave 1, and they were on the shelves. Star Wars was on the shelves. I had to pick them up and look at them. Even though I've got them, I had to look at them. They're just absolutely amazing. But I think now they've realised that they are quite popular, and people are going to be opening them, and they are going to be playing with them, as opposed to adults just collecting them. I think that was the way everyone was just let's see what we can do, because the bubbles are better now. They're bigger. They've got trays that are actually the figures are set in, so they are helping the collector out, who keeps them on card. Plus, they know that people are going to get them out and play with them. The kids, they're going to buy them for the kids to play with, because they can hold the weapons now. That is holding his weapon. But once you take that off that card, I showed that in the video, that is just going to fall out. And had to boil his hand in hot water just to close it up, and then put it in cold water, and it holds it. My loose one holds it now. So I got an extra couple for my Death Star. But anyway, you've seen that video. So there you go. If you like to see nice little things like this, Hasbro actually doing something right. Disney Hasbro. It still says that on the back, but it says Kenner on the front. It'd be nice if they did palitoy ones as well. Maybe I could do a bit of Photoshop and put some palitoy. Yeah, I won't do that. So there you go. They're in the retro box now. It says 7 figures. It actually does not fit 7 figures in, unfortunately. I was going to put that in and wait till the 7th come next month, but it won't fit that one in for some reason. I could put it in that way, but I'll just keep the 6 in. I'll keep the 6 in, and you wouldn't be able to see the 7th anyway. So there you go. I think that justifies me getting this box. It's quite a good box. I think it displays them really well, actually. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope you join me next time when there's going to be more. I've got the Black Widow to review too. Things are coming all the time. As you may know, I don't do a lot of reviews, but when I do, they are special. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and join me in the next video. May the choice be with you.